A steady tide. A story speaks in silence in my thought. The wind may blow, but he's built this house. Your voice so soft and strong. My husband all alone. Our love's a steady song. And I lay down everything, every part of me. I'm yours. Oh, through everything, here we stand, hand in hand. I'm yours. I've waited for a love that outlasts time, praying for a soul that betters mine. I knew it from the start, together not apart. Our love's a steady heart. And I lay down everything, every part of me. I'm yours. Oh, through everything, here we stand, hand in hand. I'm yours.
아우 예뻐라.
And I lay down everything, every part of me. I'm yours. Oh,
아우 예쁘다.
through everything, here we stand, hand in hand. I'm yours. And I lay down everything, every part of.
두 개나 주문한.
잡아줄래?
우와. 대박. 무리하지 말고 완전 채우세요.
Hourglass, my calloused hand, my furrowed brow in all my plans. I'm coming to know, I'm coming to know the distance I have traveled, the wool that I have gathered. Oh, I'm coming to know. Heaven's ship sails low all around.